Well, hello and welcome to today's video. We're working on yet again another rather MFC-9330cdw. It's also known as the MFC-9330cdw. And the problem we've got today is jam in the paper tray. And specifically, the machine's telling us that we have a jam right here in the paper tray. So this jam is when we have actually no jam. So if we have a look, we will see up in the printer there is no paper jammed up in it anywhere. If we open the printer up and we close the printer up, it does this. And it comes back straight away with jam. If we open the printer up and we remove all of the consumables, we will see that there is absolutely no paper jammed in it anywhere. If we even pull the transfer belt out, we will see that there is no paper jammed up in it in here. If we check the paper sensors, there is one paper sensor here. We will see that there is no paper jammed up in it up here. If we pull the front down and have a look through the manual feeder, we will also see up here there is the sensor for where the manual paper loading sensor is. So if we stick a bit of paper in there, you should be able to see the sensor there. Up in there, right there, that's where it is. You see there's no paper jammed up in there, and the sensor moves freely when we push on it. See there, it moves freely. I've already begun doing this repair. This is a new problem that I've had with one of these printers. The problem with this printer is more than likely caused by cockroaches getting in the printer, but it can also happen because the sensor fails. So to get this repair underway, you have to pull this side cover off by undoing the screw here and the screw around the back. You have to remove this side cover here by undoing the screw here and the screw down the back, and then the whole side just pulls off with a bit of force. We then have to pull this front cover off, and we do that by first removing the screw that's in here. This keeps this front cover on. We have to undo the screw that lives in here, the screw that lives in here, and I think that's it for the moment. Then you simply grab the locking mechanism here, and there will be another locking mechanism over here. So it's just a plastic clip, and then we pull that off, and that relieves, so it brings us to the inner manual feeder. Now that sensor that we were talking about originally is this sensor. So this is what gets pushed on by the paper when you're doing a manual load, and that plastic arm goes all the way across in here to the actual circuit board that lives down here. So if I push this, with my finger. You can see it moves, and inside here you can see there is a tiny circuit board, and you can see on this particular customer's machine it's covered in cockroach crap. How lovely. So I'm hedging my bets that this sensor board in here is either simply coated in cockroach shit, or the board itself has been electrically damaged by the cockroaches. So we've got to get to this board. So we take the two screws out here, we take the two screws out here, and then this whole piece should come forward. So I'll find a screwdriver and get into that. So I've already started removing this. As usual with my videos, I start doing the repair, and then I think this might make an interesting video for someone. And as usual, I'm running out of daylight. And then I think we can just grab this, and this whole piece comes forward. But don't. We might have to lift this drum unit out. In fact, it's probably advisable to take all of these consumables out. So you don't want to get bright light on these red drums. They are photoconductors, they are sensitive to light, and they get damaged by daylight. And very bright LED torches. Never use a bright LED torch near these drums, and don't scratch them. I'll get that belt out. Okay, so now I've got all the consumables out, and you can see here that this feeder is coming out like so. Right, so there is the armature, the green arm right there. We actually don't want to disengage that, otherwise that'll create a big problem for us. So I might just try and just ease it out a little bit. And that should give me enough space to work on this. And as you can see, holy hell, look at all the cockroaches in there. We've got fluff in there. So I'm going to start by just cleaning this with a brush and some methylated spirits, and we'll see if that fixes this machine's particular problem. Got all these sensors here. In fact, I think that's the problem there. I think it's got cockroach poo stuck in it. So we'll just give all this a brush down and a clean with some metho, isopropyl alcohol, whatever you've got on hand. Just got to be careful not to lose these springs, these very necessary springs. You lose them, good luck replacing them. So just get a brush and we'll get into it. Alright, so just get in there. Now while I'm doing this, I forgot to mention at the start of the video that my printer repair channel has been demonetized by YouTube, and I no longer earn anything from these videos. YouTube still continues to play video ads all over the top of my videos, making money off my content. So if this successfully solves your problem, all I ask is you go to the description of this video. There is a link in the video where you can contribute whatever amount you think is appropriate to solving your problem. For most of you, you have saved purchasing, having an expensive printer technician visit your place. Some of you don't have printer technicians near where you live. So follow the link, copy the link, paste it to the address bar. Tip whatever you feel like. So we'll go find some alcohol, methane now, and we'll just clean that up a bit better. Alright, so that's all pretty cleaned up in there now. We'll just push everything back in a little bit. We will populate it with its consumables. And we will plug it in and see if it's fixed. Alright, so all the consumables are back in. We've just got this cover carefully just pushed back on. We will close this up. Oh, look at that. We were working on it with the ton plugged in. That was rather naughty. No, we are still faulty. That is not good. Alright, next step is we'll change that board. But we'll do what we forgot to do first time around. We'll unplug it. Alright, so this board here, the cable actually runs back to here, if I remember rightly. Has it got... No, it doesn't. It's got... Oh, it's got 5 cables on the connector. So... Alright, so I've just pushed the unit back in. I just remembered we have to undo the clutches on the left hand side over here. So we have this drive clutch here and this drive clutch here, which are all involved. So we will undo that clip right there and slide it off. Oh, actually we may have... Oh yeah, we've already disengaged that. I disengaged that one. Just unplug that magneto clutch. Like so. And then I think we can just pull the unit out. Stand by. Alright, so we've got to undo this cable. And this cable goes all the way back to the motherboard. I mean, the easiest way would simply to be undo the screw holding the board on and unsolder it from this side. That would be probably a lot easier to do, I think. So in fact, I'm not going to bother battling with this. I'm running short on time. We're simply going to unscrew this circuit board. And we're going to pull the circuit board out. And I'm going to grab another circuit board and we're just simply going to solder it in and see if that fixes the problem. Whoa, look at the back of that board. Look at all the cockroach crap on that. And look at the corrosion on that board as well. There's obviously been cockroaches living behind there, and that's why the board doesn't work anymore. Look at all that. That's all cockroach urine. That is bad. I'll grab another board. We'll solder it straight on and stick it in and everything should be fixed. Oh, incidentally, if you find that you need this board, you can head over to my website, fixitfastelectronics.com. The only way you're going to obtain this board is if it gets pulled from a wrecked printer secondhand. We have thousands of these printers wrecked secondhand that we can pull these boards from, and we can post these boards worldwide for you if you should need them. Alright, so here's our donor board. We're just going to get the soldering iron out and we're going to solder this across, and hopefully all our problems will be solved. Alright, so there's the new board stuck in there. Here's the old board that we pulled off. You see all the cockroach crap all over that one there. So we will now put it all back together. I'll put in some screws in here and we'll put in the drive shafts over there, and let's see if it works. Alright, so I've just put the front back in, and I've put this screw in here and this screw in here just to hold the front feeder in temporarily, just to see if it works. I've put the two drive clutches back in. These drive the feed rollers under here. So we're going to turn that spins. So we will now just plug it in and see what it does. And it should work in theory, unless there's another board that's been damaged in the process. And yeah, it looks, yeah, okay, so we've got 2 empty cartridges, but that does look like that's fixed the problem. So we will put the paper tray in. And then we will do a test print. And if this works, then cockroaches are what the cause of this board is, causing the jamming error. Yeah, that looks good. So it looks like the customer's locked it into black and white, so we need to see how it looks overall. So we've got to take that off black and white only printing. So we go into there, and we go into here, I think. No. We go into all settings. We go into printer. And then we go down. And there we go. Output color. We will change that back to auto where it should be. And then we will go and do a printer. We will go and do print options, and we will do test print. And we'll go OK. Well, that would be why it was in black and white. Look at all those spots. Now, where do the spots come from? So I got red spots. So if we pull it out and we have a look at the red drum, we will see that the red toner cartridge will be polluted with cockroach droppings. So we'll get in and clean this up with some car polish, and we'll make that look new again. So yeah, cockroaches are a very bad thing to have inside your printer. So don't store a printer in your garage if you're not using it. Put it in a black garbage bag, seal it up with some sandwich cling wrap, just to stop the cockroaches from getting in. So we're just going to reassemble this printer now. Put the covers back on, make it look like a brother printer again, and then I think we'll call that job done. So if that's helped you out with your paper jam problem, where your machine says paper jam but there is no paper jam, guaranteed it will be you more than likely have something stuck in the circuit board. This is a worst case scenario. This is just simply because the customer has mistreated the printer. These quite often get fluff and dirt stuck in there, and that will cause a fake paper jam message. But you can also get the fake paper jam message if you get little debris of paper stuck in here and under here as well, where the sensor is under there. So alright, I'll call that done for today. So if that helps you out, just you can say thanks by buying me a coffee or lunch or whatever. It's completely up to you. Thanks for watching.